Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I'm going to be providing a long-term market update for Harmony One. We'll talk about some very key levels of support going back to historical values such as the 2020 high. We're going to talk about some moving averages like this 20-week average that has been acting as very strong resistance. We'll also talk about the one Bitcoin ratio and what's going on with this chart as well. So if you guys enjoyed the content, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. Also, by the way, I will leave a link to my Twitter page in the description below. Feel free to go ahead and check that out. I'm fairly active over there as well. So with Harmony One, I really do want to start off on the weekly chart covering this key level of support that we're starting to bounce off of, coming in around 1.3 cents. And if I zoom out here all the way, you can see this was a key level of resistance back here in 2020. Again, that high of 2020 to which we had a very sharp rejection following this retest. Harmony One from this point declined about 73% in just the following 20 weeks. So that tells us this was a very strong level of resistance. And then eventually when Harmony One did break out above this level, we've covered this before, it was a very positive reaction to which we made new all-time highs on this big breakout with the week of February 8th, bringing Harmony One up around 220%. And then from that point, we really didn't have any retest. This was just one massive breakout and then continuation to new all-time highs. But we have seen that retest over the last few weeks. We've come back down to this level, and so far it is holding as support. That's positive to see. I would like to see more of a reaction, more of a bounce with some follow through so that we can get back up and retest the 20-week moving average. So today that's coming in right around 1.8 cents. And the reason I really want to see a retest of this moving average is because that was a level we rejected at back here in October. We came right up to that level, and then this is where sellers started to step in. So if Harmony One is able to break out above this on a retest, that would be a very bullish sign, and it would be the first time Harmony One would be above the 20-bar average since all the way back here in January towards that peak. So if we are able to break out above that, we would no longer have that overhanging downward sloping threat of resistance. And that's really just what I want to see to give me a little bit more evidence that we might start to reverse this longer term bear market trend. So if we do have another retest and instead of breaking out above it, in fact, we reject on a move something like this where we just have another lower high, then at that point, I would really watch for a breakdown, considering that after we rejected off this moving average the last time, Harmony One declined about 30% in just the following week. So this is a very strong level of resistance, and if we do have a confirmed rejection similar to that of this October move, then we could expect some continuation and follow through of this big bear market decline. And if we do get that breakdown below this support and below these highs from back here in 2020, the next level I will be watching out for is this zone right around 0.64 cents. And this was a level of resistance that we had before we had that big retest right here in August. This was the first lower high that we formed. We had that rejection in the March crash, and then we also consolidated under this area as resistance throughout Q4 of 2020. So that is the next level of support further down from here if we are unable to hold this region, and I would really expect this to actually have a retest only if we are to have a rejection off the 20-week average. So I would expect a bounce up to that level before we can really expect further downside continuation. So lastly, I do want to talk about the Harmony One Bitcoin ratio, and this is actually rejecting off a different moving average. This is the 10-bar average. And this is a level in which we've actually seen multiple rejections throughout this bear market with this peak back here in January. You can see when we broke below the 10-bar average, we had this retest right here in April, and then this was a lower high to which we formed lower highs, and then we continued to roll over, forming new lows. And then we also had this brief breakout in August, but ultimately the next few candles we broke back under it. And then ever since over the last few months, this has acted as very strong resistance. And if I just zoom in here to all of these weekly candles, you can see the wicks try to get up above this level, but no candle bodies are actually closing over this region. And this has been a very strong level of downward sloping resistance. So today this moving average is at 89 Satoshis. So that is the line in the sand that one Bitcoin really needs to reclaim. And if we can reclaim this and start to have more of an uptrend, even breaking out above this resistance at 105 Satoshis, that would bring a lot of relative strength into Harmony One, and that outperformance would be a great sign that we might be starting to have a strong reaction off of this level, again around 1.3 cents going back to 2020 highs. So hope you guys did enjoy the content and the analysis. By the way, make sure to check out my Twitter page. I'll leave a link to that in the description below. As always, I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next one.